Hello, I'm back for part 4. I had an overwhelming response about my most recent post about Brian Deese, the CDSA manager, and the part that he played in not helping me as one of his employees get the help and assistance that I needed. He relied on the director and my supervisor to handle that for him. But the thing is, if I have a complaint against them, how do you think that outcome of the whole ordeal is going to come out? Everything came out in their favor. So I'm going to continue to answer your questions and upload evidence that you suggest. A lot of people ask me about the attorneys. Well, yeah, I had an attorney. Now, I reached out several times to Brian Deese. Brian Deese has got his own special folder where I've kept all the emails. I reached out to Secretary Mandy Cohen and Assistant Secretary of Public Health, Mark Bitton. They have their folder also full of emails. Mandy Cohen, Mark Bitton are in different positions. My previous director, he retired. See, these individuals knew that this situation that had happened in Lumberton, North Carolina at the CDSA with me, they didn't want that on their record. They worked hard. They didn't need this to taint their reputation and everything they worked for. So no, it doesn't surprise me they moved to other positions. So I did hire an attorney, but what I didn't know, the attorney was friends with my boss. He knew that when he took the case. I didn't know that. And one of the things that I had discussed with the attorney, because he brought in another attorney upstate North Carolina, was to look into the Partnership for Children. The building that I was working in, that was injured in, was Robertson County Partnership for Children. My supervisor was the chair, the president on the board for that building. So there you go, conflict of interest again. She was making decisions based on what was best for Robertson County Partnership for Children, not me as her employee. So I looked on the website, and you can see a list of all the people who donate money and to Robertson County Partnership for Children. And I printed it out, and I called one of the attorneys and let him know. Reed, he said, well, I'll speak to Mark and see what we could do about that, because they could be potentially held financially liable. Well, next thing I know, the website took all that information down. That was my first clue. I tried contacting the local attorney here, Mark. He sent me a message on Facebook and said, I'm going to get in touch with you. Never heard anything from him. So they requested more medical records. Next thing I know, my boss, it's like she had read my medical records. She knew all the stuff that was going on with me that should have been HIPAA protected, but it wasn't. She was changing my job duties based on her personal issue with me for filing these complaints. Now, HR, my manager, none of my doctors or specialists put me up on the work accommodations or modifications or anything like that at this time. There was no reason for her to change my job duties. She did it as a way to retaliate against me. Now, the attorney in the case, he was not really sure what was going on down here, but he did what he could, the one upstate, to try to move the case. And this is an example. He sent me an email. I have asked the referring attorney, Mark, of Lumberton, to tell me more information about the boss, Shrew from Hell, and give me the lay of the land. Thus far, he has not been willing to cooperate other than make the referral. Not being critical, just the facts. Yeah, there it is. Any information that I'm sharing with you is because there's documentation to back it up, and I will upload this too. The attorney also withdrew from the case, especially since I found out that Mark was working with my boss. So the attorney was working with my boss against me. They supposed to have been working for me. Yes, I contacted the North Carolina Bar Association. They didn't find anything wrong with that. North Carolina. Here we go. So the state of North Carolina wanted to put me on temporary disability, maybe for up to a year, and pay me no more than $25,000. State of North Carolina almost died on the job working for the state of North Carolina, and they feel that my life was more than $25,000. And not to mention all the bills that I've been having to pay, my own co-pays when I stay out of work using my own vacation sick time. I had well more than $25,000 just in medical bills and loss of pay. And so if I didn't take this $25,000, oh, I forgot. Here's the kicker. The stipulation was I had to resign from the state of North Carolina and never apply for another job with the state of North Carolina. I've been working my whole life in mental health, social services and substance abuse. I couldn't apply for another job with the state of North Carolina anywhere. You're asking me to give up my whole career in life because I almost died on the job, and this is your way to silence me? So the attorney was like, well, he's not going to continue the case if I didn't want to take this. Bye. So the attorney withdrew from the case. Here's his paperwork. There's no need for him to be on the case, because if one of the attorneys is friends with my boss and they're sharing information with her, my case will never go anywhere. So the attorney sent me my whole file. He sent me this whole file. His case file on my case. You see all this paperwork? This is my case files. So when I tell you, if you have information and you request something, I got it. See, the state of North Carolina don't want me to have this right here, but I got it, and I'm going to share it with the world. Everyone that played a part in trying to cover up what was going on with me, it's all going to come to light. It's all going to be exposed. But see, because I no longer work for the state of North Carolina, I don't owe you anything. Nothing. I owe you nothing. So, of course, someone will call when you're on live. But taxpayers in North Carolina, I owe you the truth about what's really been going on. And yes, I still deal with threats and people intruding on my property and all this other stuff. But I'm handling it. I'm maintaining. Now I will find justice. I may not find it in the legal system, but I will find justice. And I'm going to advocate for all the employees who are going through the same thing, who don't have anybody to turn to. You can't turn to the state of North Carolina if you're an employee, because they have a work situation with EEOC, so there's nobody could help you with your case. If you have an issue and you're a state of North Carolina employee, you need to hire an attorney out of North Carolina. Don't hire you one here in North Carolina, because they all work together. So for all those that are involved that want to keep me quiet, oh, I'm not going to stay quiet. Oh, you're going to hear me. Yes, because this ain't what you want. You're going to hear me.